as we are inside the majestic Marina Terra Hotel and Spa Event Center in San Carlos.
Well, I don't know what the over and under is on this one, but hopefully we'll get the over. Otherwise, the truck just informed me that I might have to suit up and make a comeback to fill in some of this time there. There's a nice shot by Torres. We've seen him before, of course. He was in action. He won a decision over Orlando Zepeda October 22nd. And Rodriguez coming off a decision win in November as well. Oh, that was a really nice combination by Torres.
Torres undefeated 9-0, as you mentioned. Smitty getting his work in. 6 of his 9 wins come by way of knockout. But, you know, nice to see him last time out get that work in and go into the latter part of the fight.
Rodriguez, the elbows are way too hanging out to the outside. There's winging the elbows, which means he's wide open for anything to the body.
Rodriguez 9 wins, 7 by way of knockout.
See those elbows?
Yep.
That is a no. Torres primarily hunting to the head, using the right jab and the straight left, but I think he will go to that body because it's just so exposed from winging the elbows there, Rodriguez.
Nice evasive movement there by Torres, getting out of the corner.
I'm not trying to be too hard on. That's one of the worst habits that I had when I started fighting as a pro. They actually one time took duct tape and duct taped around me to keep my elbows in so my ribs wouldn't be exposed. In a 3-year career, I think I had 4 or 5 cracked ribs.
Ouch.
Thank you to the Cuban fighters in Miami.
Oh my goodness. Quick little left hand there by Torres.
There's a body shot. Taken some really solid headshots Rodriguez had, but it wouldn't surprise me to see something come to the body that could finish things just because it's so exposed. It's such a mistake.
Where does that trait develop, Smitty? Where does that happen?
You know, and I didn't get a chance to talk to Rodriguez. I didn't get a chance to interview him. So it starts with the amateur career. That's your basic foundation, your whole symmetry as a fighter. The elbows have to be inside and tucked in.
And you can see them on the inside here with Torres, the way that he's covering up and now firing back.
10 segundos.
Rodriguez
Round 2 underway here. See the southpaw Torres returning tonight since his win last October. Decision win, as you mentioned there, Smitty. And, you know, this is one thing you look at 2020. It's been a crazy year. These fighters just want to get in and work. And for Torres, he's been able to keep up a bit of a schedule when otherwise the world has kind of come to a standstill.
Yeah, courtesy of RJJ Boxing and Halo Promotions and UFC Fight Pass. These youngsters that have been fighting with us are very fortunate in this pandemic year, as I mentioned. And even for a guy like Rodriguez, I'm sure he's happy to be back in action and happy to be getting a payday. And sometimes, you know, this isn't a pick and choose type of year. You just got to fight.
And Rodriguez has found himself in a fight. He's trying to attack the body, though, in kind. And Torres really coming alive with some big shots to the head. Do you like the head movement here from Torres in round number 2?
Yeah, Torres is a pretty solid young pro. I mean, well, young to say, 18 years old.
Right.
I like a lot of what I see. I just am surprised that he hasn't found the home for the body shots yet because it's just so exposed. And he's not primarily a body puncher. But there he went down to it finally. And Rodriguez comes back with a few body shots of his own. I tell you what, though, Rodriguez is very game.
Definitely game, trying to attack, but now Torres firing back, and these guys content to fight in close.
He's hung in there because when this thing started, I didn't think he was going to get out of the first round. And he's hanging in there. There are a couple of nice body shots by Rodriguez. Now the elbows are in tighter. He'll have a lot more success if he does that. Even the ability to throw punches, you know, the symmetry of a fighter is so important. Rodriguez starting to get it together a little bit now.
And what is that doing for the mindset of Rodriguez now that he's starting to find a little bit of success?
Well, hopefully he's not getting hit as much, and he's able to think because his brain's not being rattled by all of the head shots. But look, he's landing some of his own body shots, and most of those are being picked off by Torres. But nevertheless, Rodriguez with his offensive attack is nullifying the great offense that we saw earlier from Torres.
The reason I bring up the mindset, Smitty, is I'm curious, should he get more aggressive now that he may have a little bit more confidence on the side, or does he need to still play it somewhat conservative?
Yeah, he's a guy I haven't seen in action, and I think he's almost been in somewhat of a mode of just trying to hang around. But I credit Rodriguez for the rocky, you know, hanging in there off of a rocky start. Rodriguez threw a couple of jabs there, and they weren't the greatest jabs, but at least he got him on the inside. Torres really starting to feel it now, and I think he's turning over his shots. A little bit more authority on him. Good double jab by Torres.
Rodriguez still firing back, coming forward. Nice right hand. But Torres still moving and rolling with these punches. Not really getting tagged with anything as far as offense from Rodriguez.
And Rodriguez not rolling with him and just getting hit flush. And he's so squared up, he's not able to do anything to take away from the impact of the shots. In other words, he's absorbing the full brunt of those shots. Mouthpiece came out?
Yeah, mouthpiece came out.
Of Torres, I think.
Yep, quick rinse there, and they'll put it back in. It's been a great week, all week long here in Sonora. San Carlos, the site of a two-night doubleheader for RJJ Boxing, and we're back again tomorrow night for Icon Fighting Federation here. But right now we see Luis Torres and Marcos Rodriguez. You know, looking at Rodriguez, this fight isn't necessarily going the way he wants it to go for him, Smitty, but he keeps moving forward. He keeps marching forward, and you know, he's attempting to try to make something go his way, but thus far, not much there for him.
At least he's trying to let his hands go, which is, again, taking away a little bit, of that offense, but man, that's it.
Wow. That is a wrap. Luis Torres showing that he has some serious skills. Wow. Marcos Rodriguez not present right now inside the Marina Terra Event Center, and that is because Luis Torres just scored a huge statement and stoppage. That young man has some power. 18 years old, Smitty. The future is very, very bright for the young kid from Obregon.
Yeah, right now I'm just more concerned about the condition and the future of Rodriguez, because he was so stationary and had his feet planted and no head movement, and wouldn't be surprised if he suffered a broken nose from those devastating shots. Hopefully he'll be all right.
By way of knockout, still undefeated, el coreano, Luis Torres.